Good morning. I'm Armstrong Williams. Where did January go? It's the last Friday in January. Thank you so much for joining us. President Obama, during his State of the Union, talked about transparency. He was very harsh towards the lobbyists of K Street, Wall Street, the banks. And believe it or not, you're just not going to believe this. I just find it to be just so outrageous. While the president is issuing uh, these new guidelines to lobbyists and bankers, and how he said he was going to get tough and they would not have access. And it's a new day in Washington. He's heard the American people. His Treasury Secretary, Timothy Geithner, is setting up meetings and conference calls with these very same lobbyists, talking to them about the State of the Union, the impact it will have on them, how they maneuver around it, and also asking them for donations. I mean, all you need to do is go to thehill.com and read their Bob Cusack breaks this story. It's an amazing story how he was able to talk to these lobbyists who were on the phone calls, who were in the meetings. I mean, what does it tell you about this president in Washington, D.C.? They will tell you in the most eloquent way, using their oratory skills, everything you want to hear. And then behind closed doors, they're meeting with the very same people, encouraging them, showing them how to get around the process. The very people that they've said that benefited from this bailout, they're going to teach them a lesson or two. America, America, America. We are being hoodwinked, we are being deceived, and we are being played for suckers. That's right. We are being played for suckers by this administration, by this White House, and this Congress. This is what is wrong with this country, with this process. It is so corrupt. It's just debilitating to have to share this news because on yesterday I spoke of the support for the president. We're rooting for his success. And look at what happens less than 24 hours later. The ink is not even dry on his speech. And look at what's happening. Sad, sad, sad. If you're wondering what's wrong with Washington, it's controlled, it's owned, manipulated by the lobbying process on K Street. Will it change? No. They feel they need their money, they need their input, and boy, do they get their input because they have more influence on legislation and policy than you could imagine. Not good policy, not good legislation, but whatever is in their best interest. But I got to tell you, the Democrats need to salvage this health care bill because I think their constituency will jump ship if they don't do anything. I think they need to devise a kind of legislation that all parties can agree on where they absolutely get these insurance companies under control because what these insurance companies do to exploit individuals, it's outrageous. But again, we are suckers. We are being played by this White House. Nothing has changed in Washington, D.C. Maybe the rhetoric, but behind closed doors, the more things change, the more they remain the same. I'm Armstrong Williams.